Welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. In today's video, we are back with another 5-year rebuild, and today we have the Orlando Magic. The Magic are one of the more slept on, if you will, young cores in the entirety of the NBA. They went ahead and had 2 draft picks inside the top 11 this year. They went ahead and took Anthony Black out of Arkansas. They took Jett Howard out of Michigan at number 6 and number 11, respectively. Adding those two to an already extremely talented young core, and a core that I really feel does not get talked about enough. So obviously, throughout this 5-year rebuild today, we're going to go ahead. We're going to try to get this Orlando Magic team a championship. I think the foundation is here. It's going to take a little bit of tweaking, some small, maybe a couple big moves, but we're here. I like this core a lot, man. Let's get into it. And as always, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. I've been enjoying doing the 5-year rebuilds with some of these really nice young cores. Obviously, not every single video is going to be a 5-year rebuild. A lot of teams actually don't need the full 5 years, but we've been doing a lot of these younger teams. I think 5 years makes sense. Let me know which ones you want to see down below in the comment section. Of course, along with any other video ideas, because we're still waiting on a whole lot of shoes to drop. Obviously, the James Harden trade request is still in place. The Damian Lillard trade request is still in place. None of these things have happened yet, and when they do, obviously, we'll have videos for them. But if you guys have any other ideas, let me know down below in the comment section. But without further ado, man, this Orlando Magic core is very, very exciting. I think there's a possibility they're a playoff team next year already. Let's do this thing. So as I mentioned, I truly do believe that this young core is not getting talked about enough. Obviously, a lot of people these days are talking about the San Antonio Spurs, the Detroit Pistons, the Houston Rockets, and it feels like the Orlando Magic really never get tied into that conversation. So I also left out the Thunder. I forgot. But I really do feel like Orlando should be kind of in this conversation. I really feel like there's a lot of depth here. There's a lot of talent. I think the sky's the limit, if we're being honest. So let's just dive into the roster. I know sometimes these take a while, so we'll try to go somewhat quick. Obviously, Markelle Fultz, former number 1 overall pick, has dealt with some injuries throughout his career. He is here at an 82 overall, 25 years old. We will see what we end up doing with him. I think he can progress pretty well, but he's at that age 25 already, where maybe if we're doing a 5-year rebuild, might not be as good of an option as some of the other guys in this roster. We have Cole Anthony, who is here. We have Anthony Black, who obviously they went ahead and drafted 6th overall. So I'm going to be interested to see what position I play him at. He's had a pretty decent summer league debut so far. D+ 3-point shot. I believe he shot around 30% in college. So again, that makes me a little bit nervous if I were to run him at like the 2, but I don't know, man. The one, I don't want to say issue because it's kind of a good problem to have, but there's just so much depth on this team. There's so many players that deserve playing time. Somebody's going to be the odd man out. Now, it's not going to be Anthony Black, but somebody is going to be the odd man out, and we will see once that time does come. Jalen Suggs is here. Actually used to progress a lot better than he does currently in 2K. I don't know if something was changed on his progression or whatever setting was changed throughout, his player profile, whatever it may be, but he is only 22 years old. We will see. They ended up signing Joe Ingles to a 2-year, $22 million contract in free agency. In real life, I think a guy like Joe Ingles, good veteran to have on the team, guy who's obviously been there, is a lot more important than it is in 2K. So I don't know if we're going to play him. I'm not just going to trade him right off the rip. That feels a little cheesy, but honestly, with the amount of guys that we have here, I don't really know if there's a spot for Joe Ingles in the game, obviously. Jett Howard out of Michigan. I know this pick maybe surprised some people. I'm going to see kind of how he ends up progressing because I have no idea what's going to happen. But he's at that 75 overall, which may be a touch high. I mean, to be fair, he was the 11th overall pick, but he's 19, 75 overall. We will see. Gary Harris has 1 year left on his deal, about $13 million, 28 years old. Time will tell. Franz Wagner, who, again, only 21 years old at that 84 overall, is absolutely awesome. Jonathan Isaac is just a walking injury. Chuma Okeke and Caleb Houston are here. We'll see if they get minutes. Obviously, the guy who just won Rookie of the Year, former number 1 overall pick, Mr. Paolo Banchero. Pretty much a 0% chance this man goes anywhere. And then the center spot, Wendell Carter Jr., who's on a very, very team-friendly deal. This is a contract that is going to have extreme upside. I don't know whether I trade it or whether I keep him. It's going to save us a lot of money. Then we got Mo Wagner here as well. So that is the team right now. Again, I think there's a couple trades to come. This is not supposed to be a realistic rebuild, but I think there's a couple things we could potentially do with this team, really finalize this roster. So there's potentially a trade or two coming. Let's see what we come up with. Our first trade is going to be a bit of a surprise. I wasn't necessarily banking on the fact that I was going to be trading Jonathan Isaac and Markelle Fultz to start off this video, but I really do like the trade package that we're going to get here from the Atlanta Hawks. DeAndre Hunter is going to come in, albeit he is the same age as Jonathan Isaac, which is a little crazy to think about. He's locked up on a long-term deal, and I do think his potential is a bit higher. So we're going to make this trade. Markelle Fultz, I would have liked to have kept. If they didn't draft Anthony Black, I definitely would have. To be quite honest with you, I just don't think the potential on Markelle Fultz is as high as it is on Anthony Black. So Anthony Black will be here. He's obviously going to be getting a lot of minutes. I also didn't want to include Joe Ingles in this trade. He just happened to be in there. Like, he wasn't in any of them. He just happened to be in this one. And then we're going to get DeAndre Hunter and Clint Capella here. It's not the greatest trade in the world, but I think we should be able to flip Capella for a draft pick. We're really doing this deal for DeAndre Hunter. It almost felt like there were too many cooks in the kitchen in terms of the guards that we have on this team and the depth that we have there. This trade goes ahead and it kind of slims that options a little bit, if you will. Trims those options down. So at this point in time, we have finalized our backcourt. Cole Anthony likely going to be starting. For now, Anthony Black will be coming off the bench. Jalen Suggs, Jett Howard are going to be our two guys at the shooting guard spot, and then Wagner and DeAndre Hunter are going to be here for the three. And then we do need to find a backup four. I'm not going to keep Clint Capella. Honestly, it's not like I have a huge problem or have to trade him, but at 29 years old, making a decent chunk of change, I think I could rather go ahead and get a draft pick. We're going to do this deal with the Pelicans. I'm going to try to not give up my first-round pick in 2025, but I am a huge fan of Herbert Jones, and I honestly really do think he'd be a tremendous addition to this team. I know he's listed as shooting guard. We're going to play him at the 3. I've already moved DeAndre Hunter to the 4. So if there is a way to possibly get this done without giving up my first in 2025, I will do it. How about you take a Nuggets first-round pick instead? You want 2 seconds? Let's call it a day. Welcome to the team, Herb Jones. He is going to be moved to the backup 3, and just an incredible addition. I really like the contract that he ended up signing with the Pelicans. Obviously, a tremendous defensive piece, and I really think he's going to be a great fit on this team. So I'm excited about the moves that we've made so far. As you saw, or excuse me, as I mentioned, DeAndre Hunter, I moved him to the 4. Overall, doesn't change at all. We're going to slide his backup position. Not to the 2. We're going to try the 3. We're going to go from there. But yeah, man, I'm excited about these moves. I think we've already built upon a really talented young core, and we've only gotten better. So I am going to try to find potentially a trade for Larry Nance Jr. I'm comfortable enough to have Mo Wagner be the backup center, but I don't need Larry Nance Jr. Honestly, I don't need Chuma Okeke. I mean, Caleb Houston, I could keep, but we will see. So let's first and foremost find a trade for Larry Nance Jr. Doesn't really fit the timeline of this team at all, and obviously I would prefer a first-round pick if possible. So they have changed something in this game where they've started to make it a little bit more challenging to trade for first-round picks. It's a little strange. Yeah, I'll do this because I'm getting it first, and then Luke Kennard will get flipped. But it's a little weird. I don't know. All of a sudden, it just became kind of hard to trade for first-round picks, which is weird. But it doesn't matter to me. I mean, I feel like I'm getting them anyways. But can I just seriously? All right. Let me work on this. The Hornets want to give me a first-round pick in 2027 for Chuma Okeke and Luke Kennard. We're also going to be acquiring Cody Martin. Not the best twin, but he's one of the twins. He's not the better twin, but he's definitely one of them. He's locked up long-term, so honestly, if we don't find a draft pick here, I'm just going to keep him, and then maybe we'll throw him in a trade down the line. But I'm not seeing anything that looks too good. So we'll keep him on the roster as a depth piece, and then, yeah, man, we're all set. I'll see you guys at the start of year 1. It is the start of year 1 for us here in Orlando. We went ahead and made a couple pretty decently sized trades this offseason. We moved on from Markelle Fultz. Maybe didn't have to, but ended up clearing up some depth. We're getting our younger guys some more minutes. I'm happy about it. Here's how the team's going to look. It's Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, and Wendell Carter Jr. The bench unit is actually tremendous, especially for a year 1. Herb Jones, DeAndre Hunter, Anthony Black, Jett Howard, and Mo Wagner. The reason I'm doing the bench like this, it's a little different than how you typically see me do the minutes, is because this is strictly based off potential. I want to get Black and Howard the most minutes possible, and I do think this makes the most sense. I don't think it makes sense to give them more minutes than Jones and Hunter, but they're still getting more minutes than I typically would give to my 8 and my number 9. So also have Mo Wagner here, and then we have Cody Martin, Gary Harris, even Javonte Green are here. So we do have some pretty good depth on this team. Obviously, we're not going to be a championship contender here in year 1. We do own our own first-round pick, just in case things really go sideways. But I expect to fully be in the mix for a play-in spot, maybe even a traditional playoff spot. So we will see. I'll see you guys at the end of year 1. So it was not the greatest first season for us here in Orlando. Maybe I was a little overzealous, if you will, in terms of playoff hopes. We went 32-50. So it's not great, but thank God we won our first-round pick. Luka Doncic is your MVP. Victor Wembanyama, Rookie of the Year. Oh my God, that just looks so weird. It's going to take me a minute to see Chris Paul in a Warriors jersey and think of that as normal. It just looks so weird. Oh boy, Victor Wembanyama winning a DPOY in his first season. Evan Mobley, Most Improved. Quinn Snyder wins Coach of the Year. So I think it is a safe bet that we are not even in the play-in. I think that probably makes the most sense. We're the 12 seed here in the Eastern Conference, and we're going to probably be somewhere around, I don't know, number 6 to number 8 in terms of draft selection. We will see. Take a look at the numbers on the year. Banchero, obviously a tremendous player. Cole Anthony, Franz Wagner, Suggs, Wendell Carter Jr. I mean, yeah, I think, again, the talent is here. I think it's just a lot more about development at this point. And obviously, throughout a 5-year rebuild, we have some time, thankfully. So I'm excited about what the future holds for us here. Hopefully another high draft pick, and we'll be on our way. It's going to be a Celtics and a Phoenix Suns finals, and the Celtics end up winning in 6. Jason Tatum finals MVP. All right, let's get into the offseason number 2. And first and foremost, take a look at the draft lottery. What are we projecting? We're projecting number 6 right now. Maybe we get a little bit lucky today. I don't know. Will we? No, we fall to 8, obviously, because why wouldn't we? All right, so 8th overall pick, Jamal Mosley, the head coach here. Decent ratings. I'm going to give him, another year, maybe 2. He has 2 years left on his deal. We will see. If I put together even a better team, and obviously progression's going well, and we're still not a playoff team next year, we'll go from there. But I'm going to give him some leeway right now, if you will. There's a lot of young players on this team. All right, so number 8 overall pick. There are some things we can do here. It looks like Herb Jones is not happy in his role, getting his panties in a twist. All right, so again, I think we kept guys like not Gary Harris specifically, but like Cody Martin, wanting to include him in some sort of trade. Possibly could do that. I don't know exactly what I want to do with this pick, but I think there is a move somewhere, so let's see what we can find. We're going to try a little Florida on Florida action and see if the Miami Heat want to be in a super generous mood and let me have Bam Adebayo. Obviously a tremendous defensive player, very versatile big man, and yeah, we're going to offer up Wendell Carter Jr. Cody Martin can go play with Caleb, and the number 8 overall pick, and see if Bam Adebayo is on the trade block. I have no idea. Will he be? Probably not. All right, so they don't take that deal. I don't have a ton of other players I'd like to include in a trade, so it might just have to be some draft picks. If you want to take seconds, you're more than welcome to. They do not. How about if I give you a 2027 first? Will you do that? They agree to that. All right, so we got a 26-year-old here in Bam Adebayo who's a DPOY candidate, a clear upgrade over Wendell Carter Jr., and overall a trade that I am super, super happy with. So we're not going to be drafting anybody this year. Just want to double check. Yes, we cleared out our draft picks. Honestly, I'm happy that we made a kind of a big-ish move. I really didn't think that a draft pick or anybody that we would have taken number 8 overall, or even if we moved up, would have had the same effect that Bam Adebayo would. So I'm very happy to have him here. In terms of team player options, we're going to bring back Wagner, Banchero, and Suggs. We're going to see if Jalen Suggs is going to be my shooting guard of the future. I'm a little TBD on it. We will see. Cole Anthony is going to be heading into restricted free agency. Obviously, want to make sure we do get him back. Doesn't appear he wants a ton of money, which is really promising. It's really, really good. We don't have much cap space, obviously, because we have some pretty decently sized contracts on this team. I mean, the Herb Jones contract, obviously the DeAndre Hunter contract, and now the addition of Bam Adebayo. So there are definitely some bigger contracts on this team, but I think especially with the addition of Bam, I'm not going to make any major changes. We're going to run it back, if you will, and see what kind of Bam in another year of progression can do with this group. So we're going to go ahead and just re-sign Cole Anthony. Definitely do not renounce him. God, this game really makes me question what the fuck the developers of this game are thinking some days. But, yeah, man, that's going to be the deal. They only does not want a ton of money. 4 years, about $79 million total. Feels like a really good deal for me. So I'm excited to have him here. Honestly, I should have front-loaded that deal. Would have helped out a little bit. But excited to see what this team is going to look like next year in terms of progression. See you guys at the start of year 2. After a pretty miserable 32-win season, we went ahead and made a major move. We acquired a Defensive Player of the Year candidate in Bam Adebayo. He's going to join a tremendous young group with a ton of promise and a ton of potential. Here's how it's going to look. It's Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero. Obviously, the new addition here, Bam Adebayo. Looks pretty clean in that black and blue Orlando Magic jersey, if you will. Bench unit is tremendously solid. Herb Jones, DeAndre Hunter, Anthony Black, Jett Howard, and Mo Wagner. I'm excited to see what ends up happening this year, man. I think we should be a playoff team. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. We go 47-35 in our second season here in Orlando as Luka Doncic wins his second straight MVP. I will 100% take a 47-win year number 2. Brant, I cannot say this dude's last name. I know he was the Warriors draft pick this year, was the 19th overall pick, but yeah, man, congrats. Chris Paul, once again, CP3, Sixth Man of the Year. Victor Wembanyama, once again, DPOY. Cade Cunningham, Most Improved. JB Bickerstaff is your Coach of the Year. So let's take a look at the standings, see where we ended up. We are the number 6 seed here, so just narrowly avoided the play-in spot. And we're going to be in the playoffs, man. We're going to be taking on the Toronto Raptors in round 1. Interesting layout to the Eastern Conference. No Celtics, no Bucks, no Miami Heat. I mean, I guess it did take Bam, but nonetheless. So it looks like the scoring is kind of evened out a bit. I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, I truly do believe that Paolo Banchero has superstar potential. I fully do believe that. But at this point in time, I don't think there's a superstar in this roster. All right, so let's get into it. As I mentioned, we're matching up with the number 3 seeded Toronto Raptors here in round 1. Isaiah Collier, OG Anunoby, Scotty Barnes, Siakam, Poeltl. Not a ton of major changes there. I mean, there's obviously a few, but nothing too crazy. We are up 2-1. We go up 3-1, and we close them out in 5. We close out the number 3 seed in 5 games, and the 8-seeded 76ers. Wow, they beat the 1-seeded Pistons. All right, the Cavs are never a fun team to face, obviously. I don't know how they added Nikola Vucevic, and Jonas Valanciunas is here as well. Good God. All right, let's see what ends up happening here in round number 2. I think they're definitely the more talented team. We are down 3-1, and we do get eliminated in 5. So, a little bit disappointing, not going to lie. Wow, the Portland Trailblazers are in the finals. And Damian Lillard's off the bench. Really? CP3, 6th man of the year over Damian Lillard? Interesting. Cavs go on to win it all, and Darius Garland, 2K loves him, finals MVP. All right, it is offseason number 3. Obviously, there's going to be some decisions that need to be made in terms of whether we want to keep rolling with this same lineup or we want to make some changes. I don't know. I'm going to play it by ear. And it's going to be the Rockets, the Hawks, the Pacers, the Thunder, and the New York Knicks as your top 5. In terms of staff signing, I still want to keep Jamal Mosley. I think this will probably be a make or break year. I think this truly will be, but I think that overall wise, we had some pretty decent success with our rosters here. I mean, hell, we won a playoff series as a 6th seed. So let's take a look at the draft. We have the 21st overall pick this year. In terms of drafting somebody, the only real upgrade or real guy I would want to make a change at in terms of backups might be the center. But even with that, I mean, Mo Wagner's not a bad player. So honestly, I'm just going to trade the pick. I don't really think it's needed. Thank you very much, Philadelphia. I don't really think we're going to do too much with that pick anyways. Team player options. Banchero, Anthony Black, Jett Howard, all coming back. Beautiful. In terms of qualifying offers, Franz Wagner, 100% a guy I need to get back. Jalen Suggs has a $12 million qualifying offer. God damn, that might be the upgrade we look to make. We will see. So, obviously, we want to get Wagner back, or, well, Franz would like to get Mo Wagner back as well. He wants about $6 million. That's not bad for, basically an 80 overall. So, yeah. So, Franz Wagner is going to want the big bucks. Surprise, surprise. Do not renounce rights on him. Frank Ntilikina was on this team. We're going to go ahead. We're going to pay both of them because I do think there's an avenue right now that we explore that potentially has a Jalen Suggs trade in it. And I'm not saying that just because we want to make an upgrade, but I do truly believe there could be somebody out there who's just a little bit better who we potentially could make that trade for. Unfortunately, he doesn't want a ton of money. I'm actually going to give him around $20 million a year, maybe try to get closer to matched up with some of those bigger deals. I'm not saying I'm just going to trade him for nothing, but if the right trade comes along, I'm obviously going to do it. So let's see. I would love to try to add Desmond Bane to this team. I would think he would be an upgrade over Jalen Suggs, and I don't really think that's much of a debate. In terms of who else we could give up, unfortunately, there's not really a player on this team that I would love to throw in this trade right now. So it might be a lot of draft picks. Does Memphis want their pick back? I mean, you're more than welcome to have it. Yeah, this team's probably still going to be pretty decent. I'd also give you my first this year. I think that will probably put us over the hump in terms of maybe winning a couple playoff series. My 2028 first. I'm going to max out at 4. I'm not going to do more than 4. I'll give you up a Hornets pick as well. And that is it. All right, so we give up 4 draft picks, and we get a significant upgrade here in Desmond Bane. I truly do believe that he's a clear-cut upgrade. And, yeah, man, that is it. I'll see you guys at the start of year number 3. One thing I've been somewhat heavily debating is whether or not I want to keep Cole Anthony in the starting 5 or whether or not I want to move Anthony Black into that starting point guard position. As you can see, Anthony Black has overtaken him in terms of overalls, but Cole Anthony has been playing pretty well for us. Around 17, 5.5, and 6 in the previous 2 seasons. That's kind of exactly what I'm looking for out of Cole Anthony. So I don't want to remove him from the starting 5 yet, but I don't know, maybe if something has to change at some point, maybe we insert Anthony Black. I've switched back to somewhat more of a traditional way I do my rotations. It typically works for me, and I do want to maximize the potential in terms of Anthony Black. So it's going to be Cole Anthony, Desmond Bane, obviously a new addition here, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, Bam Adebayo. Anthony Black will take over 6-man responsibilities at 22 minutes a night, followed by Herb Jones, DeAndre Hunter, Jett Howard, and Mo Wagner. So good depth on this team. I think as we see, progression is going super, super well. I think we can make a somewhat deep playoff run this year. We will see. See you guys at the end of year number 3. We go 57-25 in our 3rd season. Obviously, that is a tremendous record. I still truly do stand by the fact that this could be a make or break playoff run for Jamal Mosley in terms of his tenure as our head coach. we will see. Luka just give him the MVP every year. Bronny James, Rookie of the Year, ends up in New Orleans. Nikola Vucevic still in Cleveland, Sixth Man of the Year. Victor Wembanyama, I believe that's also 3 straight depoys. Amen Thompson, Most Improved. And Steve Clifford, Coach of the Year. Looks like the Charlotte Hornets are pretty good. I don't really know. All right, so we finish as the 2 seed here in the Eastern Conference, only behind Steve Clifford in the Charlotte Hornets. And I fully expect a very, very deep playoff run. I think we were tied for the second best record in all of basketball. So here's a look at the numbers right now. Feel free to pause if you wish, but everything is looking pretty solid to me. Let's get into the playoffs. Who we got in round 1? It's going to be the 7-seeded Milwaukee Bucks, who now have Donovan Mitchell, but have lost Giannis. What the fuck? Interesting decision there, nonetheless. Donovan Mitchell, obviously an incredible player, but he's not even close in terms of talent to Giannis. But we're down 3-2. That's not what we want to see. And we end up losing in round 1 to a play-in team. All right, I think we are officially going to be on the search for a new head coach. I want to thank Jamal Mosley for what happened to the game I love. Oh, good God. All right, let's get into it. Draft lottery time. We're obviously not going to have a lottery pick, or at least not from ourselves. I don't think I traded for anything. No, it does not look like I did. The Kings, the Rockets, the Grizzlies, the Warriors, and the 76ers. Let's get into staff signing right now. Obviously, Jamal Mosley's contract is up. Steve Kerr is here. I would love to have Steve Kerr on this team, but if not, I think it's a Stauffer day. Fuck you both. What the fuck? Oh, my God. All right, so now I got to go find a new head coach. Quinn Snyder actually has tremendous ratings. If Quinn Snyder wants to come here, I'd love to have him. Welcome. Just rejected me? All right, cool. But Quinn Snyder is going to be here. You see him win Coach of the Year all the time with the Atlanta Hawks. Welcome to Orlando, Quinn. All right, so up to the draft. I don't know if I included my first-round pick this year in the trade for Desmond Bane. Looks like I did, so we're just going to move all 3 seconds. I know I could combine all these seconds and maybe get a first, but in terms of depth at this point, I don't think anything needs to change. So Anthony Black coming back on the final year of his team option. Paolo Banchero obviously now being a free agent. Very, very important for us, and I'm going to make sure that we get him back because I cannot afford to lose him. Bam Adebayo, also a free agent, has 9 offers, none of which really appear to be very intriguing offers, but I'm going to make sure I do get Bam Adebayo back. So I'm going to give him about 32 mil AAV over 5 years. Herb Jones, definitely somebody I'd like to get back as well. And then I'm going to wait on Banchero. And I think we're pretty much good besides that. So welcome back, Bam. Welcome back, Herb Jones. Banchero still has no offers to make sure we do not renounce that almost $31 million cap hold on him. Now he has 14 offers. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pay the man. He obviously deserves it. That is a max contract with a player option. Welcome back. And that is a lot of money. We just committed to 3 guys right there, but they're all very much well worth it. So in terms of changes to this team, I might try to find an upgrade at the backup center spot. I mean, I know trading Mo Wagner when Franz Wagner's a star on this team might not be the smartest thing in the world. If this was real life, I probably wouldn't do it. I am going to have to make a decision between Anthony Black and Cole Anthony. That is really what it's going to come down to. Obviously, Anthony Black has been coming off the bench the entire time, but you can see the potential's there. I mean, the 3-point shot's definitely still not there, but you can see his numbers are getting better. Cole Anthony, I played him a few less minutes, but I don't know, man. I think it might be time for Anthony Black to kind of take over, man. This is the final year of his team option, and I might just go ahead and give him the keys to the kingdom at the point guard spot. So in terms of backup centers here, I hate all of those options. So unless I find a significant upgrade here with Wagner, I'm probably not going to find a new backup center. So unless I see somebody here that's like I think is better or has maybe a little potential to be better, I'm probably not going to make a trade. And yeah, I'm not seeing anything. So Mo Wagner will stay. We make no changes to the roster. We change our new head coach, and so you guys at the start of year number 4. After a pretty disappointing playoff run and a 57-win regular season, we went ahead and made a change at our head coaching spot, along with our starting point guard position. We're giving Anthony Black the nod. He's going to be taking over in this starting 5. We're moving Cole Anthony to the bench, and I'm excited about what the future is going to hold. So obviously, new point guard here with Anthony Black, Desmond Bane, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, Bam Adebayo. Rest of the starting 5 remains the same. This is a tremendous bench unit. Jett Howard at an 85 overall will be our new 6th man, followed by Cole Anthony, Herb Jones, DeAndre Hunter, and Mo Wagner. So I evened out the minutes a little bit in terms of the starting 5. I think that's going to help just because we do have such a loaded bench. I want to get those guys some decent minutes as well. So I'm liking the way things look. Obviously, new head coach in charge with Quinn Snyder. I'm excited, man. I'll see you guys at the end of year 4. Luka wins his 4th straight MVP. More importantly, we go 66-16. I'm not in the business of caring about regular season success at this point. We have too good of a team to not go far into the playoffs, and hopefully we're winning it all this year. Cameron Boozer's your Rookie of the Year in Sacramento. Jalen Suggs, Sixth Man of the Year. He's obviously in Memphis. He was in that trade for Desmond Bane. I'm very happy about the trade still. Anthony Davis is your Depoy. Azur Thompson. I cannot pronounce the dude's name for the love of me. Life of me, not love. Jesus Christ. Wins Most Improved. Quinn Snyder wins Coach of the Year. So 66 wins is great. It is obviously a tremendous regular season record. We were the best team in the league in the regular season. We got to go out and we got to show why we had that record. We got to go out and we got to win the damn thing. Here is a look at the rest of the numbers. 9 assists a game for Anthony Black. Very happy to insert him into the starting 5. Who's it going to be? We have the 8-seeded Brooklyn Nets. Bones Highland, Derek Whitehead. Or is it? I thought it was Derek. I don't know. RJ Barrett, Jonathan Kuminga, Zubats, Cam Thomas. All right, let's see what ends up happening here. In the first round, we end up sweeping the Brooklyn Nets. Beautiful. Moving on to the Atlanta Hawks. Take a look at this team right here. New changes. You got MPJ in here. Sabonis is now a Hawk. Okay. I don't mind that team. I still think we're better. I do know 2K loves the Atlanta Hawks, though, so we will see. We're up 3-1. Close them out in 5. 3-seeded Indiana Pacers here in the Eastern Conference Finals. Interesting team. I stand by the fact that I think we're the better group. We're 1-1 right now. We go up 2-1. We go up 3-1. And we gentlemen sweep them after we lose game 1. It is going to be... Oh, fuck. I did not want to face the Oklahoma City Thunder here because they're such a pain in the ass, and it's just such an annoying team to face every time. But I don't know. We'll see. We're up 3-0. We're up 3-0 right now. We're going back to OKC. And can we close them out on their home floor? Send them sweeping. Can we do that? I'd like to get a little bit of gameplay as well with this team. Oh, my God. Do not blow it. 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 I'll see you guys in there. We'll get a shot up or two. 146 left to go here in Oklahoma City. We are on the verge of our first championship. And I would absolutely love to close it out on a high note, man. I'd love to get a couple shots up with this team. Okay, cool. Is that Clint Capella? He was in Orlando Magic for a couple minutes, or a couple seconds, rather. Missed that one. Good rebound, Jed Howard. He's got 23 on the night. What a team, man. The incredible depth that we have here is just beyond amazing. Howard to the rim. Going to go up. Fouled. Oh, I wanted the N1 there. Giddey gets his 4th personal. The majority of the starters will be coming in. Obviously, Howard won't be out because he's oh my God, I bricked it. He's at the free throw line shooting. Can't take him out. But the rest of the starters should be coming in right now. And we should hopefully be closing out the Oklahoma City Thunder here. I thought I put the starters in. Okay, I guess I did not because I see Cole Anthony in here. I don't know. Paolo 25 in, what was that, 4? I don't even know what it was. But yeah, man, things are on the up and up. We win 66 games. We're going to be winning a championship here in year 4, obviously with 1 year to go. We want to make sure we win another one. Paolo Banchero, a little mid-range jumper, if you will. How about it? 109 left, boys. We can feel it. I can feel it in my veins. It is coming down. Hopefully Cole Anthony is not too pissy with me that I moved him to the bench. Hopefully he's embracing his role with dignity. Potentially a move I could have made last year, or like the year prior to this, when I was going over all the, kind of the positives and negatives. And I think that we might have timed it well, because I think although potential-wise I still would have preferred to have Anthony Black in the starting lineup last year over Cole Anthony, I think Anthony was playing really well. And not to say that he didn't play super well last season and why I removed him from the starting lineup, but honestly, I think in terms of overall and in terms of development, I think it made sense to have Anthony Black in the starting lineup. Some of you might even say that I should have put him in there earlier, and honestly, I wouldn't blame you. But final possession here, man. We're going to just do something a little stupid because I do not want to sit through this final ceremony. So give me a pick, Paolo Banchero. Fade away 3. How about it? Oh, Banchero put back. I'll see you guys with the Finals MVP. We end up sweeping the Oklahoma City Thunder in year 4 and capturing our first title, and Anthony Black, Finals MVP. Very, very happy with our decision, man. Very, very good. And yeah, he's up for a contract extension. So good way to kind of cap off a season if you're in due for an extension. You win a Finals MVP. All right, let's get into the lottery. I don't think we've traded for any picks. Not that we need them anyways, but there's a look at the lottery if you want to do so. In terms of staff signing, obviously Quinn Snyder coached us to a championship, so we're not going to be moving on from him. I don't think we have any draft picks left. I'd be shocked if we did. Yeah, we have 4 seconds. I don't need these. Again, I know people commented sometimes saying that you can just go ahead and just swap like all 6 second-round picks that you can put into a trade for a first. If I needed it, I would do it, but I just don't need it today. All right, qualifying. Jett Howard, Anthony Black, both guys I want to have come back to this team. It is the final season, so honestly, I'm just going to qualify them. Desmond Bane is a free agent. This is a very big priority for me, and then we're going to qualify Jett Howard here. Just max him out just to make sure he accepts it. This feels a little cheesy, but I think it's fine. And then Anthony Black, we're going to do the same thing with. So just max him out. He'll accept the qualifying. Then I do want to get DeAndre Hunter back as well. Make sure we do... Shit. So the annoying thing is that I know for a fact that I could probably not accept one of these, because here's the thing. Because the way 2K is rating this right now is that I'm giving like max deals to all three of these guys. And so it's including those max contracts in terms of our hard cap and going to make me renounce DeAndre Hunter. Honestly, I could do it probably a different way, but I'm just going to let him go. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. I don't think that's going to... Yeah, it's not going to change anything. So, DeAndre Hunter, I appreciate you for your time here. Unfortunately, I think it's probably come to an end. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe can I get away with this? I don't know. I mean, actually, no, I still have to. All right, that's weird. I thought that we wouldn't be over the hard cap, especially because now these are, you can see they're accepting the qualifying offers, but interesting nonetheless. So we do have to find ourselves a new backup 4. Honestly, it is not the end of the world. I'm sure there's some... Wait. This game makes no fucking sense, dude. I swear to God. I renounced the rights on him or his $30+ million cap hold, all to bring him back on a 3-year, like $35 million deal. God bless 2K. I want to get a little cheesy right now. If this wasn't... I feel like I haven't made a ton of trades, so I just want to make a couple moves. If this wasn't in 2K, if this was real life, I probably wouldn't trade Mo Wagner, but he's 30 now. Include him and Cam Johnson, one of the first-round picks we have left. Maybe we find an upgrade at the backup center spot. I mean, again, it's not going to be anybody tremendous, but... Naz Reid, I think he's an upgrade over Mo Wagner. I'm pretty happy with that if that's all we're going to find. Aaron Bradshaw's here. 11-8 last year. Oh, yeah, welcome to the team, Aaron Bradshaw. See you guys at the start of the 5th and final year. Fresh off a championship, it is the final year for us here in Orlando. Things are looking pretty good. Anthony Black, Desmond Bane, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, Bam Adebayo. Surprisingly, Jett Howard up to an 88 overall as well. Maybe there's an argument to have him in the starting 5 over Desmond Bane, but at this point, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Followed by Herb Jones, Cole Anthony, new addition here in Aaron Bradshaw, and DeAndre Hunter playing 10 minutes a night. It's always going to look weird, but man, oh man, we have filled out this team. What a beautiful group that we have together here. I'm very, very excited. So, see you guys at the end of the year, number 5, final year. We cap it off with a new MVP and a new win record for us here in Orlando. We go 69-13. Nice. And our 5th and final season is Amen Thompson winning an MVP award there in Houston. AJ DeBonsta, I can't pronounce fucking, I'm horrible with names. Rookie of the Year in Washington. Markelle Fultz, our old friend, 6th Man of the Year. Playing pretty solid. Honestly, I'm so happy with the move we made. Hopefully, I don't have too many Orlando Magic fans pissed that I traded Fultz. Victor Wembanyama, I believe he's won DPOY every single season. Maybe Anthony Davis won last year, but I think he's won 4 out of 5. Keontae George, Most Improved, and Quinn Snyder, Coach of the Year. Good to see. You love to see it. You honestly do. So, yeah, I mean, we should be well on our way to another championship. I think far and away we have the most talent in the league and one of the best teams I've probably built in a long time. I mean, just what a team. So it looks like Donovan Mitchell's in Milwaukee. So that makes sense why he's no longer here in Cleveland, but still pain in the ass to face. I guess not. We sweep them. Moving on to the Wizards here. Scoot Henderson is a Wizard. I do not know how that happened, but it did. And that is a bit of a surprise, but we sweep them. Oh, baby, we have Miami here. Jaylen Brown. Oh, my God, I'd puke. Dude, no. Get that image out of my face. Good God. All right, so we sweep them as well, and we're once again facing the Oklahoma City Thunder. Is it possible that we don't lose a game all playoffs? Is it possible? No, we lost one game. We go 16-1 throughout the playoffs. Anthony Black, 2nd straight finals MVP. Looks like I made the right decision in terms of starting him. So, yeah, man, we capped this one off with 5 years. Hell of a team. 2 championships. One of the fucking better teams I've built in a minute, because I had a ton of fun with this one, though. This was a fun group, and I'm excited and not excited, but I'm happy we did a 5-year rebuild. I think that kind of made it just a little bit better, a couple extra years of development. So, yeah, man, as always, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. I'm sure there's a couple other young cores that we could do 5-year rebuilds with, but I have been doing a lot of 5-year rebuilds. We'll probably do one more this week, but other than that, I do want to kind of pace myself out a little bit, because there are some talented young teams in the league, but there's also some teams that need to rebuild that maybe don't need a full 5 years. So let me know your thoughts on that down below in the comments section. Of course, with any other video ideas. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.